This is Ijikadi African Martial Arts, where we study African martial arts, also known as Alkebulan, Montu, in order to restore our black cultural identity before slavery and colonialism. Guys, so what we're talking about in today's video is, do you have to chamber the punches, yes or no? Do you have to chamber your punches, yes or no? Now, the genesis of this video, funny story, okay, because I was watching this guy on YouTube, okay, watching this brother on YouTube, and he was saying that, yo, you got to chamber your punches. You can't do this with your hands, okay? You got to chamber your punches. You got to bring your punches back, all right? So I want to talk about that, all right, because both are true. Yeah, you can chamber your punches. Absolutely, right? So let me put some gloves on so I can show you guys, right? So if you chamber your punches, that's good, right? You get good power in your punches, and that's all well and good, right? However, in Yobè Ijikadi, we train to punch wherever our hands happen to be, okay? So in other words, I can lay you out wherever my hands are. I don't have to just be here with my hands chambered to be able to generate power. Does that help? Absolutely. Right? Is it ideal? Absolutely. But you can't always control that, first of all. Sometimes you're in a position, and the way we train, sometimes I'm in a position where maybe my hands are not in a fighting position. Maybe my hands are here. Maybe I just threw a punch, and I still need to be able to hit from here, okay, in order to disrupt my opponent. And then sometimes, right, you don't have to always hit hard, right? Especially if you're talking about self-defense. If I hit somebody in the throat or in the eye, I mean, you don't have to throw a chambered strike. I don't have to chamber a finger to the eye to do damage, okay? Or shoot into the throat. I don't have to chamber a throat shot, okay, to do damage, right? So, but we can generate power no matter where our hands happen to be. Because, why is that? Because we utilize the legs. We utilize the hip, and we generate power from the ground. So let me demonstrate, right? So if I'm here, and absolutely, don't get me wrong, right? If I'm back here, right, that's a lot of power, okay? You know, you can generate a lot of power just from right here, okay? But the way we train is, even when my hands are out here, guess what? Right? I can generate power without chambering my punch back, okay? Again, hands out here, okay? I can still generate power without chambering my hand back, right? Again, and then I can rotate it, right? So that through the punch, I'm rotating, right? Right? So you can generate power is all I'm saying, okay? Simply do this, right? You learn how to utilize your hips, you can generate power from the ground. So our motto, our philosophy is to use everything. So what that means is that I'm going to use punches that are chambered. I'm going to use punches that are not chambered. I'm going to come here, I'm going to come here, 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 right? Doesn't matter where my hands happen to be, okay? Because punches are not always punches, right? If I'm here, punches sometimes are grabs, right, for us, okay? They don't always have to be, striking in nature. They can be defensive, they can be grabs, okay? I can utilize my hand extension, right, to bridge, to trap, to create an attachment, right? It doesn't have to be, I can use this to swim in, okay? Not everything, especially when you're talking about rolling, right? This is rolling, okay? I can roll forward. I can roll back, okay? It's the same thing as roll the dice, 52 blocks, right? Same thing. I can roll forward, I can roll back, right? Or I can do a half roll where it comes halfway, okay? In and out, right? But a lot of times I'm utilizing this. Maybe this is a punch, right? Maybe this is a grab. Maybe this is a parry. Maybe this is swimming in to get the underhook. It could be anything I need it to be, right? Keep in mind also, guys, that the way we fight, the way I fight, I don't throw everything full power, okay? Now, in terms of self-defense, a lot of times in street fights, you have to throw everything full power because you just don't have the time to feel out your opponent, right? But if we're talking like sparring or boxing or whatever the case may be, and if you watch, somebody who's really good at this is Vasil Lomachenko, right? Great amateur pedigree, right? Phenomenal boxer, right? Some people consider him one of the pound-for-pound greats. But what he does is he will pepper his opponent with light shots, and then he'll rip to the body or rip to the head, okay? Because his opponent gets used to a certain feel, a certain power, and then he rips his heavier shots because he doesn't throw everything full power. So again, our motto is real simple. We use everything. I don't care what it is, okay? I'm going to throw light, I'm going to throw hard, I'm going to throw heavy, I'm going to throw medium, everything in between. Not everything has to be super hard every single shot, okay? I'm going to mix it up because I don't want you to know what's coming. I don't want you to know when my hard shots are coming. Also, too, I don't necessarily want to tire myself out if I know it's going to be extended. So sometimes I'm going to throw those light shots just so I can set up those heavy shots. Sometimes I might throw the light shots without even chambering just so I can throw those heavy shots, just so I can throw the heavy shots. And I may not chamber this back if I want to pin you, right, to throw another heavy shot. I don't know what else to say, how else to break it down, but I did want to do this video because I saw it. I'm like, oh, I'm going to make a video about this because, you know, again, this brother's not wrong, right? If you want to throw hard shots, chambering is the best way to do it, okay? But if all your shots are coming from a chamber's position, that makes you very predictable. So I like guys who chamber every punch because I know when they're punching, they're only going to punch from here. They're never going to punch from here with this hand, okay? I know they're punching with this hand next. They're not going to do that, okay? They're not going to do that. Or they're not necessarily going to swing it around. This is not a chamber, right? When I jab and come with a hook, I'm not chambering that hook. Boom, boom, I'm not chambering, right? Boom, boom. But if I punch, then chamber, and then hook, it's a lot slower, okay? A lot slower. And if I know the guy's not doing that, and he's chambering everything, oh, it's game on. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. So anyway, that's my philosophy, guys. Use everything. There's no right and wrong. As long as it hits your opponent, that's all that matters, okay? As long as you win, you get home safe, that's all that really matters, okay? Use everything, whatever you can, at your disposal. Again, this is Brother Rob here, Ijikade Afrikan Martial Arts. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. We'll see you in the next lesson. Don't forget, we're training online Wednesday evenings, 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Zoom. It's a safe space for people of African descent to come, train, learn, and heal, okay? Heal from generational trauma. That's what it is, okay? That's a space that we're creating for us to come and heal and train together. We'll see you guys in the next lesson. Hopefully, we'll see you online on Zoom.
The purpose of our organization is to start right here in Harlem, which has the largest concentration of people of African descent that exists anywhere on this earth. There are more Africans here in Harlem than exist in any city on the African continent, because that's what you and I are, Africans.